to the 4th episode of The Opinion Show, starring yours truly, with the name of the show and my name right there. So there you have it. Now today's topic is independent wrestling. Now there are many independent wrestling companies all across the United States in each different state. Some states may have one. Some states may have more than one. The fact is, they're there. And some of these companies travel to different states. And some stay right where they are. Now, I'm only going to talk about a few of these independent wrestling companies because there are so many. I don't have enough time to talk about every single one, but they are out there. So if you ever want to see independent wrestling, just do some research. You'll find them and enjoy, for the most part, depending on which show you go to, a good show. Start off with Shimmer. Shimmer, for those of you that don't know, is a women's independent wrestling company that's been around since 2005. They have a website. It's shimmerwrestling.blogspot.com, and they also have a Twitter at shimmerwomen. Now they have two championships. One is their women's wrestling championship called the Shimmer Championship. Is currently held by Madison Eagles. But the two previous champions are Sarah Del Rey and Mischief. And they also have tag team champions in Daisy Hayes and Tomoka Nagawa. I'm not sure if I said her name correctly, so anyone that knows Japanese, maybe you can help me pronounce some names. And the tag team titles have been around for a couple of years now, held by different teams. Most notably, Ashley Lane, aka Madison Rain, in that company down in Florida, and Nevaeh, and also the Canadian Ninjas, Portia Perez, and Nicole Matthews. Now, their stars come from all over. You have stars from Australia, stars from Europe, stars from Japan, American women. All these stars come from all over to compete in this company, which holds DVD tapings, 4 DVD tapings every 6 months, about that. So their next ones after these in October will probably be in March. Something like that. March or April. Definitely something like that. And they do 4 DVD tapings. So basically, on a Saturday, they'll take 2 DVDs worth of matches or segments. And then the next day on a Sunday, 2 more. So that way they can have plenty of time to produce them. Get them out to the crowds and fans, and just try to make some money off of the DVDs. Now Shimmer does have a relationship, or they have had, I'm not sure of the current status, but they have worked with Ring of Honor. Some of their women have been a part of Ring of Honor history, like Allison Danger, Sarah Del Rey, Mischief, Serena, Kong, Amazing Kong, Awesome Kong, Karma, whatever you want to call her, has also been there. Daisy Hayes, a whole bunch of other women have worked with Ring of Honor, so that's where all that ties in. And some of the championships have been defended at Ring of Honor shows in the past. Next company, CZW, which the website for this company is www.czwwrestling.com, and their Twitter is @CombatZone. Now, they are mainly located nowadays in Philadelphia, at the arena, the former ECW arena. Obviously, CZW is more known for the ultra-violent wrestling. Very ultra-violent, like deathmatch wrestling for the most part in some of the matches. But they do have wrestlers that can also do the pure style of wrestling and the high-flying style. So they try to mix it all in together on their shows, but they're mainly known for the ultra-violence. Let's not get that twisted. That's what they're mainly known for. Sorry for my tongue-tie. They have 5 championships right now. They have more, but some of them have been retired. But right now they have 5. Their world champion right now is Devin Moore. I know he's held gold in other Northeast promotions. And one thing before I go on with the champions, Combat Zone Wrestling mainly stays in the Philly area, the Northeast area. They don't go out of that area too often, but their stars do go to other places. So, their World Junior Heavyweight Champion is Adam Cole, who also works with Ring of Honor and some other promotions. Their World Tag Team Champions are Philly's Most Wanted, Joker and Sabian. I know they both work for other promotions. They both used to be a part of the group Blackout. A whole lot of history for both of them in CZW. Their ultra-violent champion is Masada. He was in Ring of Honor in the early days. He's worked other promotions that have the hardcore style, ultra-violent style. And he cusses a lot in his promos. Just look him up and he's like cussing every few words. I promise. That's what he's doing. And their Wire Television Champion is Jake Christ. Jake Christ is one half of Irish Airborne, Ring of Honor, CZW, AAW, other promotions for Irish Airborne. And now they're both in CZW. So it's very, very interesting. And they also have world tours. Like right now, some of their guys are in Europe. They were in England, and I think they're heading to Germany. Then they're going to head to Japan, which they have a working relationship with BJW, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, which is another ultra-violent company in Japan. Just like FMW was, that's basically what they do, the death matches and everything like that. But I've caught some of their stuff on the internet. I'm not always a big fan of the ultra-violent stuff, but the more pure and high-flying wrestling matches that they put on, that's what I like. That's just me. If you like the ultra-violent stuff, watch CZW. One of my fave promotions that's independent right now. Their website, www.chikatapro.com. Their Twitter handle, @ChikataPro. November 13th, November 13th, they're debuting on iPay-per-view, I believe, with Go Fight Live, like Ring of Honor is doing and a bunch of other independent promotions are doing. Right now they have 2 championships. Their Young Lions Cup is held by Tadazuke, and their Campeones de Parejas, which is tag team titles, for those of you that don't know, is held by Chuck Taylor and Johnny Gargano. Now, the Young Lions Cup, what happens is, for the most part, their champions defended. They've had lots of their previous people have held, not lots, but some of their previous people have held that gold, defended it, and then they have this tournament. Every August, it's, I believe, yeah, every August, they vacate the Young Lions Cup and have this, like, 16-man tournament, which all these people that compete in this tournament are under 25 years old, and they compete over a 2-day or 3-day event for the Young Lions Cup. And then they hold that championship until they lose it or till the next tournament. Now, Tadazuke is the first non-American to hold the Young Lions Cup. So they're trying to figure out how to get him here with so he can defend it against some of the people in Chikara, different things like that. They also have a King of Trios tournament, which they get teams from all around the world: Europe, Japan, Mexico, Canada, all over basically. And over the three-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, these trios compete. And at the end of the event on the Sunday of the event, one team will be the King of Trios. Now, this is definitely a very interesting event. I wish I could go to them, but I can't. I wish, because it would be awesome to see the King of Trios. Their stars mainly wrestle there. I mean, some of the stars work for other promotions, but if you're under a mask, for the most part, you compete in Chikara, which that's fine because they seem to have events every single month, which is a lot steadier of a payday than some other independent promotions. So if their stars are working every single month, I mean, that's a pretty good thing in my opinion. And they also tour in different parts of the Midwest. I know they've come to the Detroit area, they've come to the Chicago area. I think they're going to go to Tennessee for the very first time coming up. The Carolinas. They're just going all over trying to get more fans and more people to watch their product. They, like I said earlier, they do have a championship. I don't think I said this earlier, but anyway. They're having a championship coming in called the Grand Championship. The Grand Chikara Championship. Basically what they've been doing with this is a round robin tournament where if you win a match you get points. If you lose, obviously no points. DQs I think are 1 point. You know, different things like that. Right now at the top of like Block A is tied by Mike Quackenbush and Sarah Del Rey. And Block B is right now Eddie Kingston with like 8 points. So on their iPay-per-view debut, they're gonna have the finals of this with the winner of Block B, which is my guess going to be Eddie Kingston, against the winner of Block A, which could be Quackenbush, it could be Sarah Del Rey. Which another thing really fast in Chikara, men and women compete against each other. Very interesting. They have stars coming from all over, like I said, for different events. Another example of an event is in December they're going to have Joshi Mania with women from Japan coming over, competing in Chikara, I think against some of the Chikara women or some of the Chikara guys, depending. So it's very, very interesting. Believe me, Chikara is very, very interesting. Dragon Gate USA. Their website, www.dgusa.tv. Their Twitter handle, @DragonGateUSA. Right now they have 2 championships. Open to Freedom Gate champion is Yamamoto. They're open to United Gate. Champions are Shima and Ricochet. They have events every couple of months. Like, they just had events in September, so they're going to take off until November with Dragon Gate USA, because their stars, a lot of their stars come from the promotion Dragon Gate in Japan, so when they come back, they got to bring them back to America and have them still compete in Japan, so that's why those events happen every couple of months. They do use some Americans from, whether they be from Chikara, CZW, some other independent promotions. I know they've used guys from AAW in the past and all these other promotions. They do use different promotions' talents. And they're on iPay-per-view and sometimes regular pay-per-view. But their iPay-per-view website, which is also with Evolve Wrestling and Full Impact Pro is wwnlive.com. So if you ever want to check them out, I highly suggest the Dragon Gate Stars. I've seen them live. They are excellent wrestlers, excellent high flyers, strong style, pro wrestling, everything. So believe me, it's a good promotion. Give them a chance. You may like it, you may not, just depending on your, taste in wrestling. Like I said, they share iPay-per-view site with Dragon Gate USA. Evolve is www.evolvewrestling.com and their Twitter handle @evolvewrestling. Now, these guys, they don't have any championships. No championships. All they do is wrestle to be at the top of the leaderboards, and the records. They count wins and losses. So each time they hold an event, they're trying to get the wrestlers to get on top of that leaderboard. So it's very competitive there when it comes to that. They've had Finley over there. They've had Brian Danielson's done a couple events for them. Davey Richards, Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli, a whole bunch of other guys have done events for them. They also bring in some of the Japanese talent from time to time to do events. Also, they have a separate division for the tag teams and singles wrestlers. They run events about every few months. I mean, it's not as often as, say, Dragon Gate USA or some other promotions, but they run events every so often, And New York, I believe, is their main place where they hold events. They might also do events in New Jersey. Not sure, but it's very hard-hitting action and very interesting to see the highlights on YouTube. I haven't been able to order the iPay-per-views for Dragon Gate USA or Evolve, but someday I would like to. Yes, I would. Someday I would. Wrestling Gorilla. Excuse me. Woo. www.prowrestlinggorilla.com, which I'm going to spell gorilla for everybody so everyone knows how it's spelled. Guerrilla. That is how they spell gorilla. And their Twitter handle is officialPWG. Now they have 2 championships. Their world champion, Kevin Steen. Those of you that watch Ring of Honor, that name should sound very, very familiar to you. And the World Tag Team Champions are the Young Bucks. Those names should sound very familiar to those that watch Ring of Honor or other promotions. They mainly run events in Southern California. So if anybody's ever out to Southern California, check out Pro Wrestling Gorilla. They hold events about every month. I can't say for sure, but I know sometimes they may take a month or 2 off. But for the most part, they have events about every month. Their stars come from all over. They bring in Japan stars. They bring in the Lucha stars. American talent from all over the U.S. So a lot of guys have competed there. I'm not going to list off everybody because that would take me forever, but a lot of guys have competed there. They mainly use Southern Cali talent like Joey Ryan, Scorpio Sky, and some other people. They have a couple of unique tournaments. First is the Battle of Los Angeles. They gather guys from the independent circuit or from Japan or wherever they decide to get these guys from. And over the 2 days, they compete in these compete in these matches. And the winner becomes the Battle of Los Angeles winner. And in the future, sorry about my tongue tie. And in the future, they get a world title match sometime down the line. And they also have this tournament called DDT4, which comprises of tag teams, And these tag teams, even the tag team champions, compete in this. And when the tag team champions compete in this, each time they compete, the tag team titles are on the line. So multiple times the championships could change hands. And at the end of it, I mean, if the champions make it to the finals, then the last match is obviously for the championships. If not, then they just have a winner of this tag team event for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, which I've seen the highlights of it. It can be a very, very good event. AAW, All American Wrestling. Their website, aawwrestling.com. So wrestling is just one word, so don't add an extra W, it's just one word. Their Twitter handle, AAW Pro. They have 3 championships. The heavyweight champion right now is Silas Young. The heritage champion is Mason Beck. And their tag team champions are Knight Wagner and Joey McIntyre. And they have a manager. And I know some of you are going to get a laugh out of their tag team name, but this is honestly their tag team name. I'm not making this up, even if I wanted to. I couldn't make this up. They call themselves Awesome Threesome. I know some of you are going to get a huge laugh out of that, but that is the honest truth. They run shows once a month, I would say. I know they have a show coming up at the end of this month, September, and then another one at the end of October. So they run shows about once a month. They mainly use the Midwest stars. Sometimes they'll have special guests come in like a Rhino or Greg the Hammer Valentine or Honky Tonk Man or some others, but they mainly use just the Midwest stars. Like Tyler Black has been there, Jimmy Jacobs, Colt Cabana, Keith Walker, some other guys. I can't think of all of them right now, but definitely some other talent have been there before. And they are also on iPay-per-view. Like, what happens is they'll tape the event, and then a few days later it'll be released on Go Fight Live. So it's not like Ring of Honor or some of these others that just tape the pay-per-view as it goes on that day, but they do it beforehand and then it airs on Go Fight Live. So that's how they chose to do it. AAW is in Illinois, for those that don't know. It's in Berwyn, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. It's also where Shimmer holds their events. So both companies in the same area. And it's very interesting, I will say, because I haven't been to AAW before, but I know people that have, and they always tell me that how good the event is and everything like that. And I gotta believe them about that, because look, these guys wouldn't lie to me, so I gotta believe them about that. Wrestling Revolution Project. This event is happening in Hollywood, California. Over 3 days, October 11th, 12th, and 13th, they're going to be taping 13 episodes of this Wrestling Revolution Project, which the website is www.wrestlingrevolutionproject.com. They also have a Twitter handle at the WRP Project. That is their Twitter handle. I find this very interesting because if I've read information correctly, they might be airing this on Justin TV. They might. I can't confirm or deny that, so please do not take my word for it. But they have so many stars. I'm just going to list off these stars and tell you if I've heard of them or ever seen them before. Some of them you may recognize the name, so I won't have to say that. Colt Cabana, obviously I've seen him before, and some others have. Dr. Luther, never seen him before. Ken Doane, a.k.a. Kenny from the Spirit Squad. Oops. Oh well. Obviously, if you watch WWE. Alex Reynolds, No, unfortunately. Kenny Omega, yes, he's been in Japan, Ring of Honor. He was in the WWE developmental program for a while. Yes, I've definitely everyone that's heard of him. Well, if you haven't, check him out. MVP, obviously. Sammy Callahan, I've heard of him. I've seen his stuff. Some others may not have, so check it out if you want. Davari, WWE again, TNA, whatever you want to watch. Emil Sitosi, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure, but never heard of him. Luke Gallows, never. I mean, we've all heard of Luke Gallows, but some may not have. If not, check it out on YouTube. Prince Devitt, not sure how you pronounce his name, but he's mainly in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ben Muth, looking at his profile, he's a former football player, so that will be a little interesting. Mike Rollins, I believe in Canada they call him Psycho Mike Rollins, something like that. I've never heard of the guy, never seen him before, so I'm kind of interested. Carl Anderson used to be a regular of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in New Japan now, and Pro Wrestling Noah, holding tag team gold in both those companies. So I've definitely seen some of his work before. Amazing Red, Ring of Honor, TNA, a whole bunch of other independent promotions. He's been all over. Joey Ryan, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, a whole bunch of other stuff. He's had tryouts with WWE multiple times. He's been in Ring of Honor. He's done a lot. Sean Spears, he was on ECW when it was on WWE TV. He was Gavin something. I don't remember the whole WWE name for him. He was in FCW. He was in Deep South or OVW, one of those two, for WWE. So he's been there. He's worked in a whole lot of other promotions. Pat Buck, OVW, a whole bunch of other independent promotions. Was always trying to get a WWE deal. Never did, unfortunately. He's a very good talent. The only female so far in this promotion is Trisha the Face, which is some actress or something. Never really heard of her, but that's the only female right now in this promotion. Adam Pearce, Ring of Honor, NWA World Heavyweight Champion right now. He's been all over the American circuit, and he's done tours in Mexico and some other places. Timothy Thatcher, I've never heard of him, never seen him. I can't comment about him. Kevin Matthews, I think I've heard of him. I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to say anything until I know 100%. And Sean Ricker. Him I know I've never seen before, never heard of, nothing. So that is the talent roster. They've had 2 producers so far added to it. Lance Storm, Tommy Dreamer. Also, they've said on their website, if you go to the shows as a fan, you can be credited as a producer, all this other stuff. So if anybody's in Hollywood, check this out. It could be a very interesting project. And if it gets picked up on national TV or anything like that, it just adds more wrestling to television, which is always good for different competition, since no one right now is competing with WWE, although I'm sure that's not their goal. Who knows? It could happen. I have to wait and see. And Superstars Uncensored, WSU. Their website is wsuwrestling.com. Their Twitter handle is @WSUWrestling. They have 3 championships. Their women's champion right now is Mercedes Martinez. She's the longest reigning champion in that company. Over the weekend, they had Spear title matches in Philadelphia with another promotion, I believe. Um, it was Sassy Stephanie, or Sassy Steffi as they say it. Then it went to Rain. Then it went to Jessica Havoc. So they defend their championships in different promotions, which is always a good thing to get more fans involved in their product. And their tag team champions are Amber and Lexus, who call themselves the Boston Shore. Yes, I'm serious. They really call themselves the Boston Shore. I'm very serious. They are on iPay-per-view. Their next event is November 19th on iPay-per-view. They have shows every few months, and they also tape shows for DVDs. They have quite a few different tournaments. The J Cup, which is all these women compete in this tournament, and at the end of the tournament, the winner gets a WSU championship match. They also have with the NWS promotion, they combined men and women from WSU and NWS into this King and Queen tourney, and by the end, they'll have a King and Queen of the companies right that night, and the man, I don't know if he gets anything in NWS, but the women usually get some type of championship match at the end of that tournament, or at least that's what I believe. I could be wrong. They also have on the Uncensored Rumble, which is like 40 women or so in the Rumble, and at the end of the Rumble, the winner gets a WSU championship match. They also have a Hall of Fame ceremony each year. Some mostly in the summer. Yeah, mostly in the summer. They've inducted people like Jazz in there, Luna Vachon, Molly Holly, Ivory, some others that I can't remember right now, but those were the four that immediately came to my head when bringing that up. This is a good women's wrestling company. There's two main women wrestling companies here in the United States. There's some others in different parts of the United States. But these are the two I mainly follow, is Shimmer and WSU. If I find the other ones, I'm going to try to look at them and figure out what I think of them. Or if you know where I can find more women wrestling companies, let me know. I'll check them out and see what I think of them. The company I'm going to talk about is Lucha Libre USA. Their website, luchalibreUSA.com. Their Twitter handle is at Lucha Libre USA. They are coming back to MTV2 this Saturday, October 1st, in the morning, I believe at 10 a.m. So they are coming back. They've taped matches for like Season 2 and Season 3, so they're way ahead of schedule right now. So I don't know if they're going to be doing any more house shows right now or anything like that. Their heavyweight champion right now is RJ Brewer. He's competed in a whole bunch of different promotions under a different name. So I'm not going to say that right now. Just look it up on Wikipedia. It'll tell you exactly who he is. Their Lucha Libre USA tag team champions are John Racon, which he works in other companies in the United States, I believe, and in Mexico with the CMLL promotion, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe those are the two promotions, or at least one of the promotions he works for, sorry, and P.D. Williams. People may recognize that name from TNA, or Canadian promotions, Ring of Honor, some other promotions he's worked for. So that's where they are. They have the Lucha Libre stars come in. Liz Mark Jr., El Oriental, Tenaya Blas Jr., they've had Charlie Malice, Blue Demon Jr., some other guys coming in that are part of the Lucha Libre scene, including Exoticos, which are basically cross-dressers, men acting like women. I don't know if they really are thinking they're women or anything like that. I don't follow the Exoticos too much. But a lot of them are good wrestlers. I'm going to say that. The Exoticos, a lot of them are good wrestlers. I've seen them on AAA television before. A lot of them are good wrestlers. So don't get me wrong. They are good wrestlers. I just don't follow up a lot about the Exoticos. And they also have the mini wrestlers like Mini Park, Mini Halloween, and a couple other minis competing over there. They also have Americans and women and a whole bunch of people competing over there. Those are all the promotions I'm going to talk about in this episode of The Opinion Show. Thank you to everybody that's been tuning in to The Opinion Show. I've been having a lot of fun doing this. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun doing this. And I know people have asked me what the next topic is going to be. So a couple people have suggested it. So I'm going to do it. Micro Championship Wrestling. Hulk Hogan's new promotion. I'm going to look at some of the stuff online and form an opinion about the show and see what people think of my opinion. So the next episode, Hulk Hogan's MCW. That is what the next show is on. This has been The Opinion Show, Independent Promotion Edition. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, and I'll be seeing everybody real soon.